Peace and blessings, family. This is your boy Gerald. It is Friday, the 4th of August, 2017. How is everybody doing? You are on the backside of your week, about to step into your weekend, and I know you are well. You will notice in the backdrop, it's getting lighter because it's right now 6:51 in the morning. I got my petition open, so I'm allowing the sun to illuminate the room. Just like your life, the more and more you draw closer to who you are, the more clarity you will get. Why? How many times I got to tell you? That's right. You are priceless. I ain't got to remind you. Look at everything that's been going on in your life just today. Just look back yesterday. How about the beginning of the week and look at all the things that was revealed to you? You actually think that was by chance? Oh no, everything's divinely done, family. But it doesn't make sense until you allow yourself to find clarity within you. That means you have to be vulnerable, real, recognize as well. How can you seek happiness if you don't understand what makes you think, act, and embrace? You know, as I've always said, that is the definition of being woke. I know these new ages kind of in their feelings right now because they want to play around with the spirituality, but when, the guy gets tired, he says, okay, you think that you can outmaneuver me? Your arms are not big enough, not long enough. Your foundation is unsteady, just like your heartbeat, just like your breaths. But I'm going to show you how great I am. And you have watched some people have to deal with things that they thought they would never have to. That serves for two reasons, family. Number one, an opportunity for you to learn so that you don't have to experience. Who am I talking to? That's the reason the word woke is truly defined. Wisdom obtained, knowledge embraced. What's the point on learning something new if you're not going to apply it? What's the point on having a process if you don't have a template to follow? The application. Some of y'all have been inside your mind for a long time, silently tormenting yourself on shame and choices made. But the crazy thing about it is that anguish, that resentment, that agony that was being projected on you wasn't yours to begin with. Who am I talking to? And what's so disappointing is the person that you would think that it would have connection, they ain't nowhere to be around now, are they? Whatever occurred is like water off a duck's back, but you are holding that torch through your emotion. Let me tell you something. I will keep echoing it until the intended heart and intended mind is ready to embrace it. Not everybody is supposed to know your story. Not everybody is supposed to know your middle name. Not everybody will earn the right to know your dreams and aspirations. Not to sound crass, not everybody is going to be able to, even at the least, be able to smell your scent. Not everybody is going to earn the right to hear you breathe. See, people come into your life to serve two placements. They're going to be your lesson or they're going to be your blessing. But to truly understand what polarity it falls on, you have to have a clear viewpoint. And to have a clear viewpoint, you must have a clear mind. Because where the mind goes, the body flows. And if you don't have a foundation, well, guess what happens? It always renders impulsiveness. It always opens a door for fear. It always has an opportunity for the opportunist. And what is fear? Finally, everything's a reality. And the reality is you deserve to be respected. You deserve to hear your voice. Some of y'all are in a shift right now where you're finally hearing your voice for the first time. And it kind of frightens you because you didn't understand the vibration or the power. But here is a caveat on that. Some of your most impactful actions will be done in silence. Who am I talking to? You're saying, well, how is that possible? How is that possible, Gerald? How can I convey my position in silence? It is exhibited all the time. It's called grace. You know how beautiful grace is to be witnessed? That means you have an inner peace about yourself. There's a joy that is exuded from your presence. You feel it every time you see someone that you know and they come into a room, or someone that you don't know. They have an ability to change the climate of the environment. That ain't nothing but spiritual essence, family. Just like on the contrary, when someone's toxic, they suck all the life out the room. Who am I talking to? They suck out all the ambition in the project. You're dealing with a project right now, and you want to get it off the ground, but you got that one person. They just, for some reason, keep doing this and not doing this. Then, they got all this to say, but they got no effort to back it up. And you feeling kind of pigeonholed right now because, if they weren't here, I would have been had that done. Who am I talking to? They're connected to you to teach you about a perspective of your life. There's something that has been lacking in your life for a very long time. And guess what? You can't reap the reward until you tackle that. But guess what? How are you going to reap the reward if you won't acknowledge its presence? So it's Friday. We're in August, family. We're in August. You blink twice, you'll be sending your babies back out for another school year. First of all, shout out to all the parents that are being diligent when it comes to the preparation of your children. And then I will also throw prayers of encouragement to those who may be in a struggle right now with their children, because your heart may be right, but your actions are delayed. You want peace of mind? You might have to restructure where you lay your head. Because there's some soul ties going on right now, family. They want to keep you distracted. That's why there is some conflict going on right now. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. There's a spiritual battle going on right there, and you know it. And you're trying so hard to keep your face together. And when I mean keep your face together, that means keep your emotions intact. But what you don't realize is that is whittling away from your emotional self. That's right. Sure it is. It's attacking your overall perceptions of who you are. And you're getting tired, ain't you? Mm-hmm. You're like, I need an emotional, mental vacation. I don't need to go anywhere. I just need to, you just give me 5 minutes just to focus on me without no drama. I'm good. I will take that willingly. Nah, you need that because that's rightfully yours, but you got to make some concessions. And the first concession is you got to forgive yourself. Nah, I don't want to forget. I did wrong. I was messed up. You know what? Those people don't give a damn. Actually, those people are using that as a weapon to keep you in line. Who am I talking to? But you know, if we were able to change the trajectory or put a mirror on their behavior, oh yeah, they'll quickly tuck tail and run now, wouldn't it? Because the truth, always, you can't hide the truth, family. It's not about if you can handle the truth. You can't hide the truth. So you got to make a decision on where's your placement in that. If you're not willing to take ownership for your actions, why do you think you're going to be rewarded with the life of your dreams? Who am I talking to? Societies as actually, I keep trying to tell you, Queen, the whole objective is to keep you impulsive, because as long as you stay impulsive, you're going to spend money. And they can't, and they love that. Excuse me. They want to keep you confused. They want to keep you, excuse me. They want to keep you feeling insecure. They want to keep you from seeing how beautiful you are. Let me tell you what, even though PETA did their, people against ethical treatment of animals, they were able to shut down Ringling Brothers. Excuse me 1 second. Let me get this together. No, that's not a trumpet. That's my nose. All right. All right. All right. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for your patience. I don't know. Dust, I guess. Um, Even though Peter was successful in changing the social climate in the court of public opinion to have Ringling Brothers shut down, the circus still goes on. Instead of having animals, they have people. You have people that have think tanks and social experiments going on in your day to day. Some live right next to you, some live in your house, some you work with, and it all is boosted or found. forged by self-esteem. See, at the end of the day, there are those that make money that know that as long as you are not stable, I'm referring to you, queens, as long as you choose not to embrace yourself, you will never be able to embrace your financial potential. But here's the thing about that. They also know that whoever is connected to you will be influenced and impacted as well. Hmm. So you shouldn't be feeling like your finances is like a hole with a bucket with a hole in it. I just got paid. Now all I got is where to go. It's time for you to clear your mind. Because what you don't realize is in a town near you, in a city near you, in a state near you, everything is being restructured. Hmm. It is. And some know it as regentrification. Some will just simply say that's business 101, but you'll come to understand that we can't wave the 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 racist flag. We can't use that. We can't say, well, why is it that the demographic in this area is totally changed and the property value has gone up? It's strategic. I can buy that land pennies on a dollar, but I can change your whole history, family family tree. I can do that by changing your demographic. And you're seeing this happen all over. Yeah, I know they want to turn around and make our commander in chief, because like him or not, he's our president for 4 years. Um, this is nothing but a call to get back to what's important. I mean, think of it this way, and this isn't a political rant. You realize how much focus is going to be in the next 3 years to change the dynamic again. That is going to be one of the greatest elections or election battles, period, because you're going to have one aspect of that want to change, and then you're going to have another that's going to want to push another direction or agenda. For example, for those millennials, you might not realize this because you were probably babies at this time, but the same sentiment that is going on in the political climate right now was felt for the last 16 years. And well, I know someone's going to say, well, no, you can't say 16, Gerald, because the last 8 was former President Obama. So I'll correct that and say the last 22 years. See, when you look at, when you put in a position where you're talking about the lesser of two evils or lesser of two choices, it is very critical that you do your research. But let's be honest. Most impact in your community that you will feel is done by city council. That is the most direct correlation in the political system that you're going to have, because it impacts where you live. So you put those people's butts seats. They represent you. But if you don't care, then don't complain. And see, that's what's going on right now. So I'm kind of excited in one aspect because there's going to be a whole lot of money to change the way you see things in the next 3 years. Going to be those who are going to be fighting to keep things in place. Do your homework. Do your homework. Because there was a lot of people that treated their right to vote, which was a slap in the face for a lot of your elders. Some of your people in your family tree may have lost their lives for. They treated their opportunity to vote like it was a slot machine. I don't know. Well, guess what? You got what you got. And I say that with compassion. Now, let's get this out of the way. The real reason I'm putting this video out, this is for those who, August is a Virgo month. Well, in about 2 weeks. And Virgo, she was the harvester. It's about reaping the reward. And some of y'all started off in a foundation that was destructive, had obstruction, had downright unstable, but you owned it. You acknowledged it. You turned every stone and you allowed God to take your life into the sifting room. Just like a prospector back in the 1700s, sifting for those precious gems, pressing for that. And that's what he was doing. He was breaking off the rough edges in your life. He was bringing things up that had been compressed in your life that had to be removed. Some of y'all may have seen this in opportunities to advance in your job. You're like, you know what? That job's got your name written all over it. But for some odd reason, you didn't get the tap. And you did feel a certain kind of way. Yes, you did. And you had a right to a degree, but now you realize you're grateful that you didn't get that because you see what came with that. You're like, man, I'm glad it just wasn't, man, that could have been me. But it was brought up right up in your face. It was brought there so you can learn. Because it was about the application. Maybe literally. Or maybe the process or mindset that you had. You had to change it. That's why I've always echoed to you. You. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. To change your life, you got to change your mind. And when you honestly change your mind, you will change your viewpoint. Everything will change. Like pieces of a mosaic puzzle. You start taking the pieces off of it and it becomes bare. But you already know what the big picture is. But now you're kind of unsure now, ain't you? Because now the perspective is kind of got you perplexed. Like, wait a minute, hold on. I thought that piece was supposed to go over there, but actually it was supposed to be over there. So if I caught that, everything that led up to that moment was under review. Everything. Maybe that's the reason why, Queens, you don't like being in your head to begin with, huh? You're not alone. It's about ownership of your life. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It's about what your spirit stands for. That's why I keep trying to say, hey, you got to purge. Some of y'all are going through a binge process where you're saying, you know what? I don't know why I was drawn in this type of climate, this caliber of people, but they don't represent me. That's not how I feel. And you may have felt ashamed and you try to keep that under the wraps. You actually had to really be in your own element. You had to turn around and go somewhere else, totally away, because you felt, well, if people really understood who I was, they wouldn't get me. Of course, they're not going to get you, because we are what we attract. That it was not the environment you were supposed to be in to begin with. And I know some of y'all may be saying, well, Gerald, I don't have a choice in that because this is where my parents live, but I don't like the environment. The reason why you're in that environment is to learn from that so that you can be the one that's going to change. Yeah, because I understand some of your family trees are looking like tumbleweeds these days, ain't it? Huh? I got it. I mean, think about it. If I can keep you in place with just little breadcrumbs, why would I open up the gate to the pasture? Even though you see the gates open, but you're content with that. And see, that's how wealth is done too. Haven't you noticed the people that have the abundance, the movers and the shakers in the world? First of all, these are the people that you'll never see. You won't see these people on TV. Because the people that you really see on TV like that, this is nothing but a modern day minstrel show. Mm-hmm. And to those people that make moves and make your world go around, these are nothing but peasants to them. Oh yeah, let's keep it 100. There are people in this world just like that can change your whole family legacy. Mm-hmm. They can. But you're saying, well, Gerald, that's just, how's that possible? Listen, why you think you have the CFR and the IMF? Why you think there's so much destabilization going on? Why? It's real simple. It's to match your state of mind. Who am I talking to? Huh? To match your state of mind because they know as long as you keep that fear inside you and choose not to acknowledge, you won't grow. You won't grow. As long as you choose to not see your uniqueness, that ain't nothing but another means to keep you delayed. They love nothing more for you, Queen, to hide your hair. I love that. It's $1 billion engine that they use. Oh, really? Just keep beating up her self-esteem, and she'll keep running to hide herself. It's kind of like what you know. I got this feeling somebody's using this as an analogy to mask off my future. Mm-hmm. When you gonna take that mask off? Huh? Huh? Maybe that's the reason why you don't feel respected right now because you're wearing a mask. And what's funny is that mask looks like your neighbor's. And your neighbor looks like the girl across the street. And if you take a step back, if you look at the community, y'all all look the same. How am I supposed to identify a diamond in a field of, in a, it's like picking a diamond out of a bowl filled with cubic zirconias. Mm-hmm. You the diamond. But until you can understand your uniqueness, they're gonna treat you just the same, which is a disservice now, ain't it? All right. So let's bring this home. Because I know some of y'all are seeing how I wrote it this morning. The slingshot is the slingshot effect, Gerald. What do you mean by the slingshot effect? Some of y'all are about to be made a believer because some of y'all have been marking time. But some don't know what I mean marking time. That is a military uh, positioning to move in unison without breaking stride. You see them marching, and then all of a sudden they stop, but they're still left, right, left, right, left, 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 right. You still see them keeping the rhythm because everything's about a rhythm, everything's about a frequency. And sooner you decide to connect to yours, shall you progress. And that's why I mean about the slingshot effect, because now this is for those that have been playing. You're starting to take notice to a lot of things that have been occurring, and inside you've been trying to play it off really well, but you're terrified because they're hitting home too close. That's right. And that's to get your attention. You have actually manifested this to what led up, or in other words, some may know this as the domino effect. This is from the beginning, and it's finally coming to a culmination. And voila, or maybe it's your setback. But then there are going to be people on the other side of the coin that may have been one and done, and they realize this is not what you want, player. I need to get back to, to me. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves. I'm ready to own my crap, not make excuses, not run. See, you can be as strong as you want to be, pockets as deep, but if you don't have clarity, you've already been defeated. And that's what's going on, family. There's a lot of cerebral tactics going on right in front of you to convince you that that's what you want. But really, it's nothing but fool's gold and rock candy. Matter of fact, for those who've never seen that video, put a video out several years ago entitled Fool's Gold and Rock Candy. You got issues with your relationships? Go check out that video. Maybe this is the time that you'll finally admit to yourself that you deserve to feel emotionally safe. But that's okay, because until you decide to acknowledge what is broken, you can't allow healing to begin. So you were actually marking time. So let's talk about that slingshot effect. Those who have been putting in the work, this was all for this moment. Your life, as you know it, is about to drastically change. You are going to be projected to your rightful placement. You've done the work. I congratulate you. But let me tell you something. Don't take it for granted. Because the moment that you do, your descent will return right where you are. That's why the scripture said, those who will be first shall be last, and those who are last shall be made first. It's about the transition. It's about being woke, family. Wisdom obtained, knowledge embraced. Do you have knowledge of self? If you have knowledge of self, as you say, why don't you represent it? Hmm? Because the moment that you have knowledge of self, you respect yourself. You take accountability before your actions by not even placing yourself in the environment. That's why there are pitfalls and landmines strategically placed. I ain't gonna tell you. That's because they want you, King, to not reach your potential. They know that there's more to you than what swings between your legs. For you are the living representation of your legacy. It is about your last name. But you can turn around and allow propaganda to distract you from your rightful place. And guess what? They will keep on laughing at you. They'll keep making money off of you. They'll keep you at bay because you're controllable. What's the point on controlling anything if you have no self-control? It's because you don't have a relationship with self. That's what intimacy is. So once again, Queen, as I said before, stop looking for your man. Prepare him. Prepare for him. The only way you can prepare for him is to love you. Prepare for yourself. Hmm. Because the one is not going to see you. They will find you by spirit. They will be your mirror spiritually. But I understand society wants you to be the harlot. Oh, yeah. There's so much focus and propaganda through the music you hear, the visual that is put out there. There ain't no discretion. Ain't no discretion for our kids. They put out anything and everything at all times of the day, right? And they use the excuse of, well, you got a choice to watch cable or whatever. You watch whatever. We're not your parents. We're not your role models. We're just a service provider. True statement to a degree. Because when's the last time you seen a PG-13 disclaimer out? Hmm? I ain't seen one in a long time. It's because it's about social acceptance and social conditioning. Hmm. Yeah, that's what it's about. So I know you guys are getting ready to start your day. I hope you have a blessed day. You're about to step into your weekend. Take this time to put in the work. Because I'm gonna tell you what, August is gonna be a spiritual door for a lot of people. And it's gonna be validation for other people too. Don't worry, I told you. You'll see them again. But if you have not done the work, everything that you've gone through, you basically gave them a pass and you basically said, hey, that disappointment, that betrayal, that abuse, that was in vain. It mattered not. So next time you look at that scar, next time you feel that trauma, the next time you feel that emotional upheaval, that right there should be your validation that you got work to do. God is praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, it helps me discern mine. Let me tell you what. Excuse me. You got a lot of people think I'm untouchable. God's about to sit you up and get, he's about to make you a believer. Oh, you ain't crazy. That's what divine, well, you do understand that demons are real, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Be blessed.